Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today we have a Charbroil Performance stainless steel grill. It's a 4-burner, and give you an idea, this is the box, and we're in the lift bay of my studio. And just because I want to make sure that you have all the right good camera angles on this, so you can see it instead of like people squat down and stuff. I think this might be a better presentation. But anyway, this is the size box to give you a general idea. It's definitely probably going to be a 2-person lift, just to give you an idea of like how heavy this thing was. It came by FedEx ground, but it can also come Amazon fulfillment depending on how you get it. Anyhow, let me just open her up, and we'll show what parts are in it, and we'll go from there. It looks like it had 2 of these straps at one point, but like everything else, it looks like that it probably broke off somewhere during transportation, but the box is in pretty good condition. And always make sure you cut safely when you're opening boxes. And then these I always like to kind of start at the edge and then cut down at an angle. Alright. So right as soon as you get to this part of the box, basically tells you immediately stop if there's any missing parts or whatever. It gives you the 800 number to call. So that's pretty, I'm sure will be pretty useful. And then that's what's on the top of the box. Got some accessory pieces. So it looks like the top part of your grill. And I'm not sure what tools we're going to need for this, so we're going to figure that out together. That is your manual that's in here. And it looks like there is a lot to this. So give you an idea, it's a pretty thick manual. I'm sure it's going to have a bunch of different languages. So, give you a quick idea. So it's basically just going to kind of give you some warnings about your gas grill, tank placement, how to properly connect it, and then it's just going to start going into all sorts of different languages going through here in the beginning. And I'm not going to bore you with the details, but let's flip back to so it's going to give you a parts list, as well as going to start giving you the assembly instructions on what pieces you're going to need. And it kind of just goes step by step. So, and obviously today you'll follow along with me. There's another little card thing that they give you. And let's start bringing this. This looks like it's got some magnets on it, so that's going to be your door stay. And another piece comes out through the side. That is going to be obviously your bottom, because your tank's going to fit on that. Put this over here. Then you get another big piece of bulky styrofoam. Okay, so this is where we put this whole box sideways. Try to get the lid out. There's no little box. Delusion is a side panel, so it's going to be in that. And then this is your top burner part. We're going to slowly pull out. And it looks like we got another little piece down here. These are your burner rails. You can tell by the holes. So I'll put that up here. I'm covered in styrofoam. Okay. So I'm gonna kind of just get this away here. Alright, so we're going to leave that on its side for a quick second. Get that stuff out of the way. Let's open this box. So these are your sides. There's a lot of cardboard in this thing. Alright, and a lot of styrofoam too. Alright. So these are all your sides. Sides, back. Got the doors. This is your box of parts. These are your caster wheels. Alright, so that means there are probably some more parts in the lid here. So let me come around. So we got a bunch more styrofoam. Those are the parts in here. Shut this for now. Make sure we don't lose anything. And let's put all these metal pieces down on this little work table. Try not to scratch anything. Well, one thing for sure, it's really packed well, so it's good. Let's open this box, see what we got. This is your side burner. It's over here. And finally, all your bolts and more tray pieces. And got a whole bunch of other miscellaneous side burner parts, looks like. Handles. part of your hinge bolts or hinge pieces. Alright. Looks like this is another side table piece for the other side. Alright, so there is a lot going on here. Alright, so step one is basically going to be putting on the bottom pieces. So your tank and the two sides. So that will quickly go together. And it looks like they want you to put your caster wheels on at the same time. So let's find out what pieces we all need here. So we need these long bolts. They are a Phillips head, so, and then it's going to want the 4 other little bolts. So we're going to have a bunch of these. I'm going to size these bolts real quick. I'll be right back. So we're back, and I sized up these nuts, and they are an 11 millimeter. So it's kind of a weird size. Like if you have some of these ratcheting sets around, they may not come with an 11 millimeter. So keep that in mind. But you can also just use like a small adjustable will work just as well. And a Phillips. This one's probably should use a little bit of a bigger one, but I think this will get the job done for us. Alright, so the first piece we need is this bottom tank piece. This is going to be like the tank holder. And there are some sharp edges on the stainless steel, so be very careful. I'm going to do it barehanded. Usually I use gloves and stuff, but just be safe. Just be safe. Okay, so it looks like the pictures are really good, so it's being just pretty descriptive. So it wants this piece down here, and it's going to be looking for these two pieces are going to be your sides. So let's get them pulled out of the plastic. It looks like this piece is going to be going right here. I kind of like it, how it's going to sit in there. According to this, they want it sideways first. Okay. Oh. Okay, so that's going to be at the top. It's going to sit down like this on the side. Then this is going to be your bottom. So just for orientation purposes. Okay, so it looks like you're going to be overlapping it like this from at the bottom. And then these long bolts are going to be going through with the caster wheels. So let me get that kind of set up and going first. Okay. it's going to be looking for the black caster wheel, and it looks like you're going to have how that's sitting there. It's got a little F on it for the front, and they are going to be sliding into this little piece in the back, so we can kind of see that. So it slides in through that little piece, and then we are going to put our long bolt through. You'll kind of feel where the holes are. Okay, so on the directions here, see how it has an F? You have an F here. So it's going to be having these two pieces put together here, and you got your bolt hole here. So you're going to be sliding that in part way. You're going to be putting your bolt through. There we go. So your bolt's through. It's going to go in through here. And then you got your first little nut. It's going to go in here. And you can kind of spin it on a little bit. And then we'll just get that started a little bit. We'll hold it with our thumb. And we'll just put that in there like that. Okay. Then we're going to set up the other side, basically kind of like the same way. Okay, so same orientation over on this side. Then we're going to put the other caster wheel. Right into that fold. And we'll put this bolt through, lining up the hole. And it's a little tight getting this to come through easy, but like I said, it is doable. And we'll get this other little 11 millimeter nut on here. Okay, then we'll hold that in place. And we'll just get it kind of like snug, because we still have to put the bottom piece on yet. Okay, so that's in. And then it wants us to flip this up. So you get a better kind of a bird's eye view on this. And then we're going to be putting this bolt through here. And so we're going to have that bolt rest on that side. We'll put this bolt into this way. And then same thing, we'll put this these two nuts in. Okay. So you can kind of put your finger on it and tighten it down with the screwdriver. And like I said, you can use the 11 millimeter ratchet to get in there to hold that. And then while you're holding that, you can kind of tighten down on it even more. And over to this side, basically replicating. And again, these stainless steel pieces are very on the sharp side, so be very careful. Alright, so that's done. Before we move on, let's make sure we got everything looking good. So you got this little nut down here. This is your side rail, so that's basically going to be the top where that one hole is. That's your tank port. And now we are going to put the other caster wheels in here. And these basically just kind of slip on. And then we will tighten it down by hand. And It does have a kind of like a big hex piece on here, so you could tighten that down with a wrench if you had one big enough. I do, but you may not. So just kind of get these in here. You need like a large adjustable. And again, you don't have to put it He-Man tight, just kind of tighten down so it's stable. And then it has this piece D, which I guess is that little spring piece that they, oh, so this is actually the tool they want you to tighten this down with. So that's pretty cool. Let's get that open. And like I said, I told you this would be discovery together, so this is what we're going to do. So, oh, okay, so if you want to take a look up here, it has, you line up the two holes in the bottom of the caster wheel and line that up with that bottom piece, and you can see how it sticks through the bottom there. And then that is going to be your little wrench to tighten that down. So that's actually pretty clever. Okay, thank you Charbroil for having that. And then same thing, we'll just line those two pieces up. So easy peasy. Then this tool you can put in your toolbox or your kitchen drawer to be basically lost forever. Alright. So page 2. Okay, so it has these small little pieces here. Let's flip this up so we have the proper orientation. Let's see how that has. So it's got these caster wheels in the front, the ones that swivel, and it's going to be looking for these two little pieces right here. So it looks like it's going to be on this side here, and then this little bolt here on that side, and it's going to be your C times 2. And let's see here. Oh, that's very nice of them. Something I didn't look at before. It tells you exactly what piece you need. So this is C, which is here. So open that up. So you need 2 C's. And these look a little bit longer than what the picture is showing. And that is not going to fit. Let's take a closer look at this real quick. Oh, okay. All right. So it's going to be these little nut cert pieces right here. I was mistaken. So we'll put that in a little bit. And it shows not to screw it in all the way. So we got that about halfway, and then we're going to be looking for this little support bar, which is somewhere in the mix of parts and pieces and everything else. But we're looking for this piece right here. So, and it has this little drop piece on it. So if we look here, kind of push this piece apart, slide that down. Alright, so I jumped the gun on the directions a little bit, but that's okay. So I'll unscrew those two at the bottom. So that slides down. And now we can put these in here. So kind of tighten that in place. Okay, so that was step 3 and 4, and 20 more steps to go. So we're flying along here. Okay, so it looks like it is looking for these two pieces, first and then second. So let's find that cross member piece. Okay, next piece is going to be this little hook bar thing. So you got the hook on one end, and then you have the little the bolt slot that goes here. And it's looking for screw number E, which is up in this top right hand corner. Alright, so it looks like we are going to be mounting from this edge here, and it's going to be going down to that front part there. So let me swing around my lifts. So we are going to line up that little screw here. Okay, looks like that's how that goes. So I guess another little stabilizer piece. Okay, then we're going to be looking for this and some more of the C screws. So let's find that piece. Okay, so it's going to be this piece right here. So it's got the magnet pieces on it. And it looks like it wants it to be on the opposite side, on the front. So let's spin this around. So it looks like it wants it to be up like this. Let's make sure we get this orientation correctly. So it wants that. So it's going to go on the inside. Looks like facing like this way for doors on the inside. And it actually has 2 screws mounted in here already. So if you can kind of see, and it looks like we're going to be or maybe, no, here we go. Okay. I had the orientation a little wrong. Okay, so it's got the 2 little slide slots for the screws to go into. And that slides down. So, and if you want to make sure you got the orientation of this correctly, see how it has a little notch cut in there. So that's how you want that to be facing. And then you're going to put the 2 other C screws to the bottom, on the inside. Okay, let's go around the other side. All right, so you got this little piece down here. Get that screw kind of started. And we got the other side. tighten that one down pretty good. Tighten that bottom one. Tighten these two top ones. Hang on, I'm going to upgrade my screwdriver here. I'll be right back. All right. And again, you're getting pretty close to some of these sharp edges, so be very careful. And I'm cheating with my ratcheting screwdriver. Okay, so that's good. Go back around to the other side. Alright, so that was step 6. Flying through this. Alright, step number 7 is going to be part number 40, which is going to be this one. That looks like it's just floating up in here. Okay, ready? Alright, so the next piece is this one, part 40. It has little nutserts in on this side. And it's going to be asking for, I guess, the last two C2s. And it looks like it goes here. You'll actually see two little holes right here that this attaches to. And we're going to put in from this side. That's a little difficult to get that one started. Okay, looks like I got it. So come here, let me spin this better for the camera. So these are the, it seems kind of weird. It seems like it's kind of like just floating out there, but let's see what else supports this as we get going. Okay. So that looks a little floppy. Okay. Okay, next we're going to be looking for those little shims. That was that one little weird pack of these. Let's open those up. Again, it looks like it's looking for C4s. Which is that compartment right there. Alright, then it's going to need nut. It's going to be B times 4. B2. Alright, so it looks like we're going to do the B8s. Make sure that fits. Yep, okay, so B8s. So it wants, alright, so you're gonna have two choices here. You got the round And then you got the slide part. So we are going to actually be putting a round part in. And looks like they go right here. Looks like it's got a little piece to balance it. So again, we'll put the bolt in first. And then we'll get that little nut started. Alright, so we'll place the rest of these in their respective holes. Okay, we'll get some more loose these nuts. I'll tighten this one down. So that wrench comes in handy. Alright, so tighten that down. So on this side, it's recording, right? Alright, so get that one started. And again, that's an 11 millimeter. Okay, so step 8's done. Step 9 is we are going to put this on top, and it shows two people, and then some more C4s. All right, I'm actually going to lower the lift down. There's no pieces over there getting crushed, is there? So. So these tabs look like they gotta go outside. Alright, so that's how that top sits on there. It's kind of almost flush with the front, and you'll kind of be able to see where these screws line up on this. And then there's two pieces under here if you want to take a peek. So these go behind that piece. Just to give you kind of an idea. So let's line up this piece here. And these I would put just kind of a couple threads in. Make sure you got the top centered really well. I'll put these over on this side. Alright, so they're all lined up. Let's make sure this kind of sits square on here. And let's tighten the top down. Okay, back to this side. Again, make sure it's nice and square. Alright, so now we're starting to look like a grill. Okay, step 9 we did. So that's basically 2 people to put that top on, one on the other side. You'll see in the previously I did that by myself. And then this next piece is going to be the side, and then piece 33. So let me try to find those and we'll be right back. And we're going to raise this back up again. Step 10 shows this piece here. This is the non-burner side, and then you're going to be looking for this piece here, and it has the nut certs on this side, and you got the 3 holes on that side. So that's going to basically line up on that. And then you need F7. You need 3 of these. And then this we will push through there. Okay. Set our screwdriver. And we'll get that started. Let's get the other ones in. Hand tighten that one. Okay, and then you'll put it over on the edge of a table, and you'll be able to feel how it evens out. So you get it flush with one another before you like He-Man tighten that down. Okay, so that side's done. Side 11 is going to be the mounting of this shelf. So it's got a couple screws they're sitting at, so it's basically going to be so if you look as the 2 nut slides, bolt slides, and you have these 2 pieces affixed there. of see how it slips into place. And then we are going to be looking for a C, a G, and a B. So, C, for these, G times 1. Okay. So we'll use one of the bolts here. Oops. And tighten these up a little bit better. Okay. And then this is where the nut and the washer are going to go. It's going to go right here, if you can see. Actually, that's another nut insert, so I think we'll be okay without a nut in there. This one a little bit tighter back here. And then one more goes there. Alright, so that's your shelf on that side. And it looks like I got everything. Yeah, I don't think there's anything I missed. Just tighten all that up. Okay. Next is going to be the assembly of the next burner shelf. The side burner shelf, I'm sorry. Just gonna do this piece. So, next piece is gonna be your side burner, then your side burner shelf piece, which you have the 3 holes here. Again, that will line up here. And this is gonna be interesting because I'm going to have a hard time getting our screwdriver in there. Alright, so I'm trying a couple different configurations here. I think this one works the best so far. gotta kind of open the burner lid, kind of get this piece in there. It's not even lining up good. So that is your side burner lid. So that's, we got one more piece, 2 more Fs. And it's going to be this orientation. And then it's going to be that little piece right here. So this is your next piece. Looks like that's going to sit just like that. F. No, it doesn't call for one there. So, and I'm putting it here. Okay, so that's good. Okay, halfway done. Alright, so it's going to have the same mounting piece on this side. So I'll get this angle over here. Get this piece out of the way. So that's the side burner pieces. So you got your couple C4 pieces, bolts that are going to hold that into place. Alright, let's put that together. There's one up here. Let me just screw these in a little bit tighter to pull up on it. Get the one little nut insert up here. I'll tighten it all the way. And let's find that one over here. Good there. Good there. That's good. And I think it's got one more. Oh yeah, right here. Okay. All right. Moving right along. Step 14 is going to be connecting this gas hose up through the burner piece. And then looks like it has the screws attached to this. So we gotta flip this piece around. This is gonna be for your top of your gas tank. I'll slip through that through there. And we're gonna loosen up these screws on this. And we're just going to double check the orientation. And from that side, that goes down. Okay. Yeah, we'll pull this hose out a little bit so we can get that kind of lined up. We'll put this bottom screw in. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to straighten up the orientation of the screws to the back piece, but you got the gas line in there, and that's not exactly the most flexible thing in the entire world. So I'm going to try to get these screws started and then have both screws kind of pull the hose in straight. get that going straight. So gently pull on this as I'm screwing everything in. To now help pull everything straight. Okay, so that gas valve straight. As your tank line, it goes in there. Alright, so that's step 14. And then step 15 is going to be placing the burner in here. And it'll pop up through there. So let's grab that. So what we're going to do is basically take this burner, slide it through the top. Kind of sitting there like that. But as we're doing it, we're going to line it up to that gas piece under here. So we're going to take a look. What I did is just kind of insert it like that, and you'll see that kind of like slide into place. And then you have your little ignition there. And then we're going to be looking for H1 and then that funky little spring piece. So we're going to be looking for this wing nut here. That little spring piece. That's our little wing nut and spring. So the wing nut is going to go on this, and then the spring is going to be basically put here with the gas line. And I'll show you that in a second. And then this little spring. Yeah, I'm not sure how it's supposed to go in there, but we'll come back to that. Okay, and make sure you put your ignition wire to your igniter. And just kind of like walk it all the way up there. Okay. Step 16. Alright, so we're going to be looking for that grill piece, and that's going to go on top of here. Alright, so that fits in pretty good. What do I have backwards? Kind of hard to tell from the picture. I think that might be it. So that holds, yeah, so these little pieces help hold the lid up on top of there, so it's flush. Okay, next part is going to be putting handles on the doors. So let's flip it around. Alright, so the doors. The door handles are pretty self-explanatory. Looking for K for these 4 bolts. That's one of your handles. Also for a washer and a lock nut. Not one of either pack. Alright, so I'll do this one at a time. Alright, and then on this, the bolts, you want to have your lock, then your washer there. And tighten that first one. We'll grab another bolt lock washer. So your lock washer goes first, and your regular washer goes next. Okay, that's your one door assembled. Alright, then grab your next door. And your next handle we got hidden down here. And we just repeat that process. Lock the washer. That. Next, you lock the washer again. Alright, we'll just tighten these down. So your doors are done. Step 18, putting the doors on. So it's got kind of a weird push-up configuration. So Alright, so we're putting this piece down at the bottom, and you want to push up on this and kind of get the corner in. I'm trying to use a flat head. It's easier said than done. Put this door at the bottom. Then we use a knife blade. Need something that's kind of like very flat and thin. You gotta push up on this. You may not get it the first time, but there we go. And same thing with this door. Bottom. Got a nice flat piece. Even like a butter knife would work. And then that snaps in like that. Those are your two bottom doors. Okay, let's drop this down, and we'll set up the top burner parts. All right, so on the inside we have the one cooking surface. And the other two are in there. Obviously, remove the foam. And then we insert the flame deflectors. And it has these little dashes in the front. And you'll see the marks for them. And then you just kind of like rest in here. So, okay, step 20, we're going to put the cooking surfaces in place. I'm not sure which way they go, but let's see if we can't figure that out. I think they go. One there. One there. That's a big one right in the middle. Okay, so that's your cooking surface. And then next we're going to put the top piece in. So, I want it to sit in the back. That's in there. Like that. And then these hooks go at the bottom. So it looks like this one kind of got tangled in transport. top burner sits. Top burner, I mean a top rack. Okay. 22. So that's your igniter assembly right here. And it's supposed to come with a battery, I believe. I don't remember seeing a battery here. Oh, here it is. Nope. I snuck the battery in there, and I believe it goes this way. So the tip facing up. Put that down there. So that's your burner igniter. Now it should also ignite that as well. So we're good. Good there. Okay, next is 47. So that's going to go towards the back. That's your drip tray. Alright, so looks like we got this going on. So you want it on in between those two slats. And then you'll see where it kind of clicks into this little notch here. So that's your drip tray. And then 24 is your actual grease catch, and that is right here, which also goes in the back. That goes right there. And last but not least is going to be putting this plate in. So we're going to have to remove the screws to screw that back down. I want to make sure I have the orientation correct on this. Yeah, so I do. Okay. Carefully disconnect this. We'll reline these screws up onto the dial. so that's going to be your switch for this. It's not fitting as nice. There we go. A little bit of a push in and turn. Okay. And I believe that is your fully assembled grill, and we just need to add the tank. But the tank instructions are pretty self-explanatory. And other than that, as your performance charbroil. Right, now that you have your grill outside, everything's all set. Open this up. Place your tank in here. It's nice and flush. And then you put your tank connector on. And make sure that's nice and tight. Open up your gas valve on top of your propane tank. And then you can open your grill. And it may take couple tries, but let's turn the gas on and we'll start hitting our. Okay, so we already got flame, you can hear it. So we'll turn all the burners on. We'll turn them on low, and mainly just to kind of get the burn any of the oils and the metal and any excess stuff off there. I'll be able to see the temperature rise on that. Let's get our side burner going, test that out. Same thing, burn some oils off. Same ignition. So that's on. I'll turn it down to low. And we'll leave that on. Never put the lid down when that's on, obviously. And like I said, this will burn off any excess oils and grease and everything else. We'll get the temperature going for a little bit. We'll let that climb up. And then we'll open a lid, let everything vent out. And you'll see once you get up into that high temp range, you'll start to see all the oils and stuff burning off. And then you open it up, you just kind of like let it vent out. And you're good to go. And then you're ready for grilling. Anyway, Brian from Charbroil Hall. This is your Charbroil Performance Grill. Hope that helped everybody out there, and be safe.